nice to be back with you. Welcome to my Instagram Live. And today we're going to be talking about really common skin conditions that afflict so many of us, especially in midlife. Things like inflammation that can trigger rosacea, psoriasis, dry, itchy skin, skin sensitivities. Are any of these concerning you? If you're watching me live, drop me a comment, let me know. If you're enjoying these, send a little heart. It's always nice to get some feedback, and I will make sure that we keep an eye on the questions and that we answer as many as possible during the live. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Lainey from my team in now as a moderator, so she can just answer anything to do with Earle Wellbeing. If you've got any questions about magazine subscriptions or features or podcasts or anything that we might have popped on the website, then I'm sure Lainey will hop on and answer those. And we're going to be joined by a fab female founder, a really special lady actually, Sarah, who has a great brand with her sister, Sarah Morrill, and it's called By Sarah London. You may well have seen it. This is the lovely hydrating mist that I was using earlier actually. Oh my goodness, this is so good. If you have been getting your skin dried out because you've been in perhaps a lot of air conditioning or central heating, you know, and the air in the winter can just get so dry because it has no humidity, then this is just absolutely lovely. And the brand has a really interesting story. And I always love hearing the backstory, particularly of female founders, how they came to be doing what they are doing. And this dynamic duo of sisters are honestly shaking up the beauty scene. So let us see if we can get Sarah with us. I should just say, we do have a Liz Loves, 20% off, very generous. Thank you very much, Sarah. And that is not on bundles because they're already discounted. But if you go to their website, you can have a look because I'm sure you'll want to check it out either during or after our chat. And they are bysarahlondon.com. Okay, bysarahlondon.com. So let us see if Sarah... sensitive skin and really how to just treat it in the most gentle way.
Hi Liz,
so
how are you?
Hi Sarah.
Oh,
I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to see you. I was just singing your praises actually on sensitive skin. And do you want to give us a little bit of backstory as to how you and your sister came to found this really lovely beauty brand?
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm Sarah by Sarah, and as you say, Lauren is my sister, and Lauren was really the inspiration behind the brand. So many years ago, Lauren was diagnosed with a really aggressive form of blood cancer, a leukemia, with only a 20% chance of survival. So very serious. By a miracle, I was Lauren's stem cell donor. So we went through that journey very closely together as sisters. I was working in the beauty industry at the time, and I could see how much Lauren's skin was just being ravaged by the cancer treatment. She's undergone chemotherapy, radiotherapy, total body irradiation, then a stem cell transplant, and her skin had gone from this youthful, plump, healthy glow to a skin type that was very sensitive, very reactive, very sore at times too. That was really the inspiration behind the line. So I started formulating skincare to help Lauren's very sensitive, fragile skin, and the skincare that was proven to work in the most extreme of circumstances is now transforming the lives of many of our customers. So that really was the sort of the very origins of By Sarah London.
I love that. I love that when you've got really authentic brands that are born out of a genuine need and are wanting to solve a problem, and then finding something that is so important to you and it really works, and that's what's driven you. You know, you didn't think, oh, what shall I do? Oh, yeah, I quite like myself in a skincare company, so let's think of what ingredients I can use. You know, I mean, you've come about it in a completely different way, and I love that authenticity. And I have to say, your skin looks amazing. And I know it's not because you're sitting in front of a nice light. I mean, it really is good. And what makes your range different? And we've got so many lovely things here. You know, the oil to milk cleanser is super gentle. I talked about the hydrating mist just now. The moisture mask I'm absolutely loving. I really want to dig into that. And the Hero facial oil. But it's kind of almost what you've included, but also what you've
Yes.
not included that's really
Yes.
important. Do you want to talk about the
Yes, yes. So
ingredients maybe first?
certainly by Sarah London, our approach is that for every ingredient we choose, it's meticulously chosen. So we choose ingredients where we know they're going to serve a specific purpose for the skin. And that again was born from our founding story, where when I began really meticulously sourcing those ingredients for my sister Lauren initially, it was how can I help to restore and repair her very sensitive skin. And what we were seeing, even when I was bringing products to her in the hospital that weren't my own, she would react to products that had fragrance in them, even essential oils. So even
Essential oils.
yeah.
Yeah, people don't forget that. They forget that actually essential oils are fragrances, even if they're natural. Just because something's natural doesn't mean it's completely safe or sensitive skin friendly. You can react to essential oils. So not having any fragrance or any essential oils is actually, if you have got rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, troubled skin,
Super
it's really good to
important. And the
exclude
thing with
those.
inflammatory skin conditions like rosacea or psoriasis is typically that skin barrier is already compromised. It's already susceptible to irritation. So if you pop something on your skin that's only going to aggravate it further, you're just sort of prolonging the inflammation. So it's all about choosing very nourishing, nurturing plant oils. And really that's what By Sarah London is known for. Our formulas are all plant oil derived. So we're using really high quality, beautiful cold pressed and organic plant oils. The hero facial oil that you've got there, you've got ingredients like sweet almond, evening primrose, argan. They're beautiful oils, and particularly important for a sensitive or struggling skin type, because those plant oils, I mean, they have a natural affinity with the skin. If we think about the food that we eat when we're enjoying lots of fruits and vegetables, in the same way these beautiful plant ingredients, they're providing the antioxidants, the anti-inflammatories, they're keeping our skin hydrated and nourished. And really, when it comes to sensitive skin, even rosacea prone skin, it's just really, really important about not overwhelming the skin with potent actives or too many formulas, but actually the ingredients that are going to work with the skin, supporting its own natural renewal processes.
For me, if I was struggling with eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, starting off with the oil to milk cleanser, really gently clean the skin. This is really lovely because you use it and it's like an oil, but then when you put water with it, either from the basin or in the shower, it turns into a sort of emulsified milk that then just lifts off all the sebum and makeup and pollution that's on the skin. It's so gentle. It's so concentrated as well. I love these
well,
sort of
that's the other thing, is that it goes a really long way. So when you're using products that you find you're getting through perhaps a bit too quickly, they're perhaps not giving you all those beautiful ingredients that are really working for the skin. And it goes back to, as I was just saying, where every single ingredient is chosen for a reason, and so much so that we put the ingredient on the front label.
On the front label, and I wish you could feel how soft the back of my hand is just through applying the Hero facial oil. I saw a question actually just now saying, do you use this instead of a moisturizer, over a moisturizer, under a moisturizer? What's the best way to get best benefit?
You can use the facial oil in a couple of ways. If you are currently using a moisturizer and you love it and it works really well for your skin, then stick with it and pop your Hero facial on after your moisturizer. And this is assuming that you're using quite a lightweight water-based moisturizer. If you aren't using a moisturizer, you don't really like the tackiness or the stickiness of a moisturizer, you don't find you really need it, then our moisturizing duo at By Sarah London is the Hero facial oil with your Reviver hydrating mist. And I always say this is sort of quite an easy mistake to make, but often we pop the facial oil on, and sometimes we're popping it onto the skin when it's dry rather than when it's damp. So you always with your facial oils onto damp skin so it can lock in all that moisture. But ideally, if you spritz with your Reviver first, you're getting all the minerals and the enzymes in here and the dampness on the skin before you then work the facial oil deeply into the skin.
skin, so you could use the two together,
Yes.
and you could
And
use
that's
those night
the
and
other
day
thing is we
to
wanted to make sure
morning
by
and evening.
Sarah London that the skincare routine was very curated, not overwhelming, not complicated, but that every stage you're just giving the skin exactly what it needs. So you're giving your skin the cleansing step, the hydrating step, and then the reparative, the restoring step with that facial oil.
Tell me about the prebiotics, because this says in the hydrating mist,
Yes.
prebiotic and multivitamin. I mean, those are words that I'm used to reading on a supplement pack, not on a facial mist. Talk to us about that.
I think just so fascinating about the skin and skincare is the science and the technology that's evolved over the years. And what we've uncovered in the last sort of decade or so is that our skin has something called a microbiome. So it's got this invisible ecosystem that we can't see, but it's there a little bit like an army, making sure that our skin is kept healthy and resilient. And part of that little army, that little microflora, needs something known as a prebiotic. So a prebiotic is really going to help the good bacteria thrive. So again, it's a bit like when we're eating fruits and vegetables and we're getting those into our stomach, and our internal, our gut microbiome loves all those fruits and vegetables, keeps it really healthy. In the same way it works for our skin, it makes sure that our skin barrier function is working at its best, and it's giving your skin all those beautiful minerals and enzymes in the fruit waters as well. And then of course you've got the desert rose moisture retention complex, which is a bit of a mouthful, but essentially that's what makes this mist so special.
Yeah,
so
what is that?
It was about really for us formulating a product as a mist that can instantly quench the skin with hydration, but is also going to be able to make sure that the cells can hold on to that moisture, to retain that moisture. And that's what we discovered with this particular ingredient, which is known as the desert rose moisture retention complex. It's actually not a part of the rose family. It doesn't have the scent of a rose, but it is an extraordinary plant because of its ability to help the skin retain moisture. And that's been proven in various studies and trials, which is really exciting. So this is sort of your long-lasting hydration product, as much as it's going to instantly quench skin when you need it.
Yeah, got you. Talking about an instant skin quencher, moisture mask. This is genius. I mean, this is really, really extraordinary. It's, you know, anybody who's got any kind of dryness, if you've got dry flakiness, I was using this, I stepped up my retinol recently, which is great. And, you know, I'm really enjoying its kind of skin plumping and smoothing effects, but it does really dry your skin. And this is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
It's sort of almost like a gel. Can you see it on there? And then, so tell us how you would use this. And
I've actually got one here as well. I love the texture of this. It's so velvety and soft. And when it glides onto the skin, it's like, you know, being wrapped in a cozy jumper. It's just got that lovely cosseting feeling to it. So the best way to enjoy the Savory Moisture Mask is as a treatment mask. So you're going to pop this on a couple of times a week. You could use it every day, particularly if you're using a retinol that's really drying out the skin and you feel as though it's needing that additional moisture boost. But you're just going to apply a thin layer to damp skin. Again, this is where I always say damp skin must go onto the skin.
I mean, is that for everything? Do you think that you should put a moisturizer onto damp skin?
The only product that you wouldn't is our cleansing oil, because you're going to later emulsify the skin. But everything goes on, because of course the skin also has its own natural moisture content. So anything we can do that's hanging on to that is going to be super beneficial.
That's good. Really good tip. I can see that Karen's asking, have you got anything to get rid of dead skin cells with sensitive skin, because this can aggravate the condition? Something I am really loving as well. A couple of things. I've got to know your range really well, actually. The Bakuchiol, which I'd love to talk about, and the vitamin C and E serum. So I've been using vitamin C serum, you know, particularly up here because I've got areas of pigmentation, and you know, you just get that with sun damage and with age. Lovely so-called liver spots that sort of appear. And this is a really lightweight serum, but it is highly effective with vitamin C and vitamin E. So at what stage would you use this, and why are you using
vitamin C is a really, really powerful antioxidant. And I'm sure lots of us have seen it on shelf and in stores. But there's a bit of a sort of a red flag for sensitive skin when it comes to vitamin C, because there's a type of vitamin C that brands formulate with that's really potent. And because of that, they have to actually specify the percentage that's being used in that product. By Sarah London, we don't use that derivative of vitamin C. We use another derivative, which is oil soluble, which is why it's in that beautiful blend of other plant oils, which is safe for use on sensitive skin. And actually the full collection is dermatologically tested and suitable for sensitive skin too. So we've had all of these products independently patch tested on sensitive skin, and they all pass for excellent skin compatibility. So that's just to give the added reassurance. But really, the vitamin C is just your extra antioxidant boost. So I like to think about it, it's actually why we popped the name, we popped Awake on the front label there. So you think of it as soon as you wake up, it's a bit like having your orange juice first thing in the morning. You pop your vitamin C on as the final step in your routine, and that's really...
I've been using it under a moisturizer.
You could do that, but it's really, I suppose it always depends on what you're using. So if you were using the by Sarah London 3-step, this would be your final step. If you're just doing a cleanse and a moisturize, you could pop that on as the final step. Again, it depends. If your moisturizer is quite a heavy moisturizer, you might want to put that on after your vitamin C. With moisturizers, it really does depend on the brand and the product. But it's all about just patting and pressing that beautiful vitamin C and blend into the skin. Patting and pressing aids the fast absorption, and really it's thinking about helping the skin be better equipped to help deal with all the environmental pollutants that we're exposed to on a day-to-day basis, even when we're at home, things like dust mites, pollution from the outside.
Well, I'm finding this actually, I'm getting quite sneezy at the moment, and it was a reminder to me to step up my quercetin, because obviously we've got early tree pollen coming in, I get hay fever, makes me quite puffy, and I see it, I definitely see my skin changing. And so I mean all of those things actually can really affect your skin. And the Bakuchiol, this is really interesting. I talked about retinol, and I am a fan of retinol, but Bakuchiol, for those with really super sensitive skin, it is a gentle alternative,
and
isn't it?
Retinol, we always say, if skin is on red alert, be careful of retinol, because it is potent. But we know what we know with the science and the information that's available to us is that retinol does serve some benefits in the skin and helping to stimulate that collagen production, boost the cell turnover. But why should sensitive skin miss out on all the action? So that was really about finding a solution to a retinol or a retinoid, and making sure that sensitive skin can also benefit. So Bakuchiol is the plant-based alternative to a retinol. It delivers similar results, but with none of the irritation, equally as light on the skin. Your final step, if you're enjoying the by Sarah London 3-step, or over your moisturizer, just a few drops, pat and press that into the skin. And again,
pat and press. And would you use this as last thing in the evening? Because if I'm using retinol, I'll use it at the end before I go to bed. So is that the same with
exactly? And you've got a little reminder, you've got sleep on the bottle there. So
okay, great. So I mean, this is a very good duo then, isn't it? You've got the Awake, vitamin C and E, and then you've got the sleep. And I think it's really clever how you've formulated that so that people with sensitive skin, and let's face it, from midlife and older, our skin is more sensitive, it's finer, it's drier, hormonally challenged, all of those things. You tend to get acne, rosacea, psoriasis, eczema type flare-up can happen later in life as well. You can go for years without any issue, and then suddenly, thanks to the joys of perimenopause or whatever, or lowering levels of collagen and elastin naturally in the skin, you have issues with sensitivity, and you might find that you're suddenly sensitive to things that you weren't sensitive to before. But these still give you those same benefits that you might have been getting, say, previously from maybe more high-tech brands that are made with 50 different ingredients. You've actually just isolated the gentler forms of those and stripped away all the sort of fillers, which is why they're so concentrated. You've got
Yeah.
these little bottles, but they're
Exactly,
super
exactly. And I
powerful.
think the other reason why, you know, we just sort of say sleep and awake on the days, it's a bit of a reminder also that there are so many other factors that contribute to the way our skin behaves. And when we think even about sleep, a lack of sleep has such a big impact on the skin. So it's sleep, it's hormones, even stress. When we're stressed, stress can do a number of things. I mean, stress can trigger that inflammation. So if we're already sort of predisposed or slightly susceptible to irritation or rosacea or redness, and we're stressed, it's only going to heighten it. So I always say it is about taking a very holistic approach. But if you're finding that as you're perhaps going through whether it's a lifestyle change, a diet change, or even a hormonal change, and the skin is changing as a consequence, look to plant oils that are very restorative. They're all about supporting the health of the skin, really retaining that skin barrier, helping to support with elastin and collagen production. But I thought I must mention the Aloe Blemish Recovery Oil, because when you've got rosacea, if you're slightly acne prone and you're getting little bumps under the skin or little pustules or you know, spots and breakouts that show symptoms of acne, but you don't want to use anything that's too stripping on the skin, maybe you're a bit nervous of using something like a salicylic acid or a lactic acid, again, this is where beautiful plant oils can really come into their own. So this is the Aloe Blemish Recovery Oil, used in exactly the same way as all your other facial oils. But you've got in here hemp seed, which is actually upcycled hemp seed, so packed with antioxidants again. But hemp is just such a clever ingredient, because particularly for rosacea skin, where you've got that inflammation, it's all about calming the bacterial infection, helping to rebalance the skin. And that's where it's really just such a gentle alternative to some of these other perhaps more slightly potent, more active options on the market. And that's the
So somebody with acne rosacea that's quite active at the moment, quite angry, how would they use that in their routine? Is it a morning thing, a nighttime?
I would say use it if it is particularly angry or it's persistent, use it morning and night. So you're going to do your cleanse step. If you're using a moisturizer, then pop that in before you do your Aloe Blemish Recovery Oils. So oils tend to always be the final step. Again, it's all about locking in that moisture. But again, it'll go a really long way. You won't need a lot. And we've had some wonderful reviews of how our customers have seen, in some cases, immediate results in just a couple of days. But I always say, you know, with things, it's persistency and consistency and making sure that you're really rigid with your routine.
You've got to be regular. Couple of last questions here. Barbie's asking, does retinol go on after moisturizer? So the Bakuchiol or the retinol?
Again, I would say if it's a lightweight moisturizer, always pop those facial oils on as the final step. The final step, just to lock everything in.
Okay. Claire is saying here, love the vitamin C serum. I get awful eczema flare-ups on my face, but not with this one. I love it.
Thank you.
Really good. Thank you, Claire. Love that feedback. Ms. Havisham is asking, what about sunblock?
We don't have an SPF yet, but again, when skin is quite
difficult to find them.
Well, what we always tend to recommend is, if you can, go for a mineral-based rather than a chemical-based sunscreen. They tend to be less irritating on skin that's quite sensitive.
And actually try and stay out of the sun, but also don't be obsessive. I actually go out and get early morning sun on my face, and I've written a lot about that. So that's a whole other area. But I think that's really important. And of course, don't forget that if you're wearing makeup, you know, mineral makeup, foundation, bit of powder, that is actually giving you a little bit of SPF as well. Devon Creator, hi there. You say, what would help young children with eczema? Could you use anything from the range here to support young skin?
It's very timely. I had a DM not too long ago from a lovely lady, Kat, and she's been using the lip and hand balm on her little one who's got really sore eczema patches, and it's really, really helping.
What is
So
in that
you
then?
can
What are the
probably see
ingredients?
this is a brand new one that I'm yet to break into, but this is the liquid hair bulb. So
Nice.
it's 100% organic. So it's antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, and you've got beautiful organic virgin coconut oil. You've got organic beeswax and then organic apricot oil. So those together are working to really heal, soothe the skin, but also providing a gentle barrier on the skin so that it's less susceptible to irritation.
Yeah, yeah. Really interesting. Sarah, lovely, lovely,
You
lovely
too.
to chat to you. And I am so thrilled that it's
Thank
all
you.
going so well. You've given us very generously 20% off with our Live Loves,
Yes.
and that's buysaralondon.com. Can people contact you if they've got
Of
specific
course,
skin
we
issues? What's the
always love
best
to hear from
way?
you. So come on over. It's Instagram at by Sarah London, or you can visit us on the
Yeah,
website bysaralondon.com. Thank you, Liz.
fantastic. Thank
Have a
you
great
so much. Lovely to
you
see
too.
you.
Lots of
Sending
love.
you hearts
Bye.
and love to Lauren as
Bye.
well. Have a great day. Bye. Bye bye. Oh, so interesting. And I know that so many of you do struggle with sensitive skin, and so many things can trigger. And I'm actually just waiting for my own eczema flare-ups to happen because of the increased tree pollen and, you know, environmental pollution, all of that really gets me at this time of the year. So I am genuinely loving by Sarah London. So that is a real definite love from me. We've also got lots of really interesting articles on the website, earlewellbeing.com. If you want to head over, we've got information on rosacea, particularly eczema, which runs in my family, psoriasis, all of that. So lots of things that can help. Some of the things that can help internally, so hyaluronic acid is something that you see a lot as a skincare ingredient, but it's one of those things that works both ways. It works internally as well as working topically. This is one of my favorites. It's Youth and Earth. I have to say, one of my very favorite supplement brands. I spend a lot of my money with Youth and Earth, but I think it's worth it. This is liposomal hyaluronic acid, which means that when you take it, it's absorbed directly into your cells, kind of bypasses all the gastric juices in the stomach, so it doesn't get broken down. It means its bioavailability is very high. And I think it's a really useful thing to take for troubled skin. So if you do have inflamed skin, hopefully you're also perhaps taking your Ingenious Beauty, your collagen as well. But I think hyaluronic acid, you can actually top up with that. And interestingly, a lot of people take it for joint issues as well, and arthritis and all of that. But take a look at their website. They've got lots of data and information on that. And we do have 20% off. Interestingly, if you've not ordered from them before, they're giving you 25% off your first order. That's generous, isn't it? Quarter off. And then 20% off following orders, and that's youthandearth.com. Some comments about my jewellery. So this is my little wild rose. And we've actually, I don't know why we didn't do this before, but we've actually put my jewellery, the Liz Earle Jewellery website, which you'll find lizearlejewellery.com. We've actually put that on a Liz Loves. I don't know quite why we weren't giving everybody a discount on that. We used to do promotions on special lines, but now the whole range, if you want to check it out, if you're looking for, I don't know, bridesmaids gifts for summer weddings or presents or whatever, or just something little to treat yourself, then it's 25% off everything at lizearlejewellery.com, and you can use the Liz Loves code. So very good initiative from my team to do that. Thank you very much. And last but not least, it was really lovely, wasn't it, to talk to the brand founder on Tuesday of Alfresco. You are loving these amazing fine scents that not only smell delicious, really genuinely good smells, but that keep biting mosquitoes and midges and all of those little bitey critters away. Absolutely brilliant. I love this brand. We had a good old chat. If you didn't see it, you can watch it on Catch Up because we save all our Instagram lives. And it was just lovely to chat to Sarah Lou, the founder of that, and hear all her stories about the Hollywood A-listers, Robert Redford, all of those people who swear by using alfresco, you know, when they're shooting on location in mosquito-ridden countries. Anyway, it was a lovely chat. So thank you very much, Sarah Lou, for that. And of course, thank you for the 20% off with Liz Loves. That is it for today. I'm going to be back with you on Tuesday, if you're watching me in real time, Tuesday the 4th. And we're going to be talking about blood sugar, how to keep blood sugar stable. So yeah, we're going from skin back inside internal digestion. We're going to have a great guest from GP Nutrition, Gabriella Peacock Nutrition, and it's going to be a good chat. So pop that in your diary if you're able to join me live, 12:30 on Tuesday. Otherwise, we'll be on catch up, running up to the end of the week, Friday tomorrow. That means it's newsletter day. Don't forget to sign up if you haven't already. You'll get your free Earle Wellbeing newsletter in your inbox at around tea time, ready for the weekend. And of course, a brand new episode of the Earle Wellbeing Show podcast. And it's all about meditation. Yeah, I'm going to be popping bits on my Instagram as well, because I've learned a lot from my guest talking about meditation tomorrow, and I would really love to share it with you. Anyway, have a lovely rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks for all your hearts. Thanks for your waves and your kind comments. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.